Hey everybody, this is Ahdoom with part 7 of Let's Play Homeworld, Deserts of Kharak. Now I did a quick check of the stats and some videos. I've actually noticed that, more than one person's seen them, which is great. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching some of these. If you're seeing this video now and you haven't seen the others, feel free to go through the playlist and check out how the stories evolved through. I also had a quick look and I've noticed that most of you are coming through from Reddit, so hey, our Homeworld, thanks for stopping by, really appreciate it. Now, some small confessions. Over the course of the day, I've gotten very embarrassed by my playthrough for the last 3 missions here. I've made a lot of big mistakes. I focused too extensively on light attack vehicles, and they just soak up unit cap without really being that useful. And as a result, I've been spending lots of money replacing things that really don't have a purpose. So I've gone through, I've replayed. Obviously, I know what's going to happen in advance, so I might be playing the game slightly better. I've also been making more of an effort to make sure I'm taking care of the secondary objectives and harvesting all the resources before I step into things. So as we launch Gaalsien Base on classic mode, you might notice that our unit mix is a little bit different. We're going to have a few anti-aircraft units. We're going to have a lot more of the AA heavies, and most importantly, we're going to have a decent bank of resources behind us. Now, in the very last section of the last mission, I did take some damage to my mothership, my carrier, I should say. I'm sorry, too much of an old Homeworld person. And so we might do a little bit of fixing to some things as we go through here. Perhaps replace one support carrier, as well as a few resources that got attacked.
We recovered artifact technology from the wreck of the Ashoka and have run it through our diagnostics.
I like artifacts. Is this like a super weapon? Ultra beam gun? Crotch cannon?
The advanced cooling system the Gaalsien have been using to endure the deep desert heat is unlike anything Coalition scientists have been able to develop.
The more heat
I found a way to
dissipation,
merge their tech with our existing thermal control assembly, allowing us to shunt additional power to weapons and armor, while simultaneously increasing our repairabilities and
making a carrier more of a tank. Awesome.
We also uncovered the existence of a Gaalsien military base at the edge of the Dune Sea.
Okay.
Adjacent to the base is a resourcing operation.
So we're going to kill them both,
Similar
right?
to the plan of attack we used against the Ashoka, the Sakala will engage the enemy first.
Attack! Run away!
Back, drawing as many defenders away as possible.
And then the Kapisi comes in for the kill.
Then move in and shut down
Alright, with a hammer, with the axe,
before
with a mighty blade of justice, vindication, and the slayage of Gaalsien scum. I've been saying Gaalsien scum a lot. Maybe they're nice people. I don't know. All I know is they are floaty little tanks in the desert, and they keep messing with my stuff. So I'm going to give them a bad day. Those terrible religious fanatic space Fremen. Where's the sandworm? This needs to be a sandworm here. It's crazy.
Look at the scale of it. They must have been resourcing this wreck for years.
No wonder they keep beating you at wars.
Imagine how many artifacts, how much Gaalsien research is stored inside that base.
All units, prepare to engage the enemy.
Alright, so let's look at the map here and see what we need to do.
Substantial resource deposits confirmed. Begin salvaging operations immediately.
Okay, we have
the
some wreck
sites. The cooling system
sites.
recovered from the Ashoka has been installed.
So what I'm going to do is take
a
these
significant boost in reserve
have them
power.
harvest that, give them support cruiser, and I'll support those with aircraft.
The Ashoka's EMP technology has been adapted to my base runner as a ranged
now,
device.
I'm going to make sure I'm actually using terrain.
Any target caught in the impact zone will be completely disabled.
Teach you guys how to do this in case you don't already know.
Reading. Green line confirmed. Our strategy is working. The Sakala confirms they've drawn away much of the outpost's defenses. We need to work quickly to secure the area.
This security escort for that craft. 3 additional salvagers. Now, something I've noticed with the aircraft, the strike aircraft operate on a standoff basis.
Fighter coordinates dialed in.
So bombers have to actually fly over. Which if there are turrets nearby, strike aircraft don't get murdered, but the bombers do.
Salvager online.
These, just the 3 of them. Great.
Advance to mark CUs.
Now, the other thing, I just want to make sure that my theory's right. Because if I was wrong about this, I'm going to be very embarrassed. But at least I can rebuild the strike aircraft. I can't rebuild the bombers. They're a
vehicle visually authenticated.
Really limited.
A patrol guarding the
rare
Gaalsien resourcing operation has been alerted to our presence. The sensors indicate this force is heavily armed against both air and ground engagements.
EMP charged and ready to go.
Alright, so we
Time for
resourcing.
field test.
are. All of them? Right, enough of them. So if you guys actually pick those guys, we're going to have to advance through
CU site
pretty
exhausted.
aggressively.
Make ready.
Let's start getting some upgrades in train, and let's replace one of these units if we can. Now, I don't know how many aircraft I should build. I kind of really like having them, but the issue I've got is that
Missile batteries have been upgraded with a mortar
to
launch
have ground
system.
units, and I could always use more, well, of everything really.
Support cruiser now operational.
Now, these,
CU's exhausted.
okay, these are wrecks, and I can harvest them, which is great. Now I've got this excavation patrol group. Do I want to try and bait them?
Ready.
RU site
Is that
exhausted.
safe?
Runner, go
Sound.
ahead. Contact. Enemy armor.
Okay.
Bearing designated.
Uh-oh.
We got something on the horizon. Waiting for eyes
These are
on to
missile
authenticate.
ships. So I want to get my
taking effective
support
fire.
units
Reporting.
in here to start repairing. Because if I don't have these guys repaired, I'm going to have a hard
Target
time.
on the board. Target on the board. Go for armor. Move order control.
Oh, I'm going to lose some units. That sucks. Alright, at least these guys have finally gotten in range, so I
Operations
can do some
update.
damage.
RUs in the region have been drained.
Yeah, that's
Target
nice. Well, I wanted
Hostile
to
range
take out
trap
the missile
destroyed.
ships. It's alright, I've got the resources. I'm not too worried about it.
Reposition.
That should really
Armored
pull
vehicle
out.
locked. Release smoke. Good copy. Op ready.
Okay, let's
Armor
back
ready.
you guys
On
up.
our way.
Let's get these two
Cruiser
supports
ready.
in
Got
play.
it. On our way.
You
Railgun
guys.
ready. Charge full.
You can actually stop.
Hold position.
Just wait, there we go. That's what we
New
want to do.
target. Return fire.
Excellent. Alright,
The
so
remaining Gaalsien shipbreakers
I've lost a few
are falling
here.
back to the safety of the base.
I'm going to have to
Hostile light
rebuild
attack
some.
vehicle detected for
These
command.
guys,
Copy. Coordinates set.
we're going to have them move back here because we've got those
We've
resources
gained
now.
a foothold in the excavation site, yet heavy turret emplacements block our advance.
So what can we do?
Their visibility and firing arc is limited. However, they are equipped with heavy caliber rounds and are well armored. Get Rachel into the base, but make every attempt to outflank them. A direct assault would result in significant casualties.
Those heavy turrets are operated from centralized control towers.
Yeah.
Targeting the control towers with an EMP burst should temporarily disable the turrets.
Use
Ooh,
Rachel's
I've unused
EMP
power.
on turret control towers.
Armor systems active. Armor systems inoperative.
Crew ready.
Okay, so what am I doing with Rachel again? To secure the excavation site, destroy the turrets defending the excavation site. Okay. Use Rachel's jet's EMP to disable enemy forces. Use her EMP to disable the turret control tower. Okay.
Go for ranged.
Okay, so we've got something over here. I don't like whatever that something is.
Move confirmed.
But we'll
Armor, go ahead.
start
Underway. We read you.
process here. Of
Control Group 3
moving
designated.
New
things
sector
through.
designated. Move out. Coordinates
To be
be
entirely
advised.
honest,
Gaalsien signatures detected exiting the main complex.
Or assigned.
Taking guard position. Escort set for
we're
armor.
gonna get
Move to
these
guard
guys
position
down
on
as
that railgun.
escorts. We're gonna have
Send
a
message.
much better
Escort
time.
marked armor.
Ready. Runner
Karen,
copies.
so Rachel, you can take care of that. Actually, Rachel, you're gonna do something else entirely. Repair, hack, EMP. Okay, let's see if I can do
Move
something
out,
with
be
Rachel finally. I'm just concerned about all these sites. I know I should find a way of killing them off if I can. The question is,
Move out.
how am I going to make that useful? I can take out the excavation side, but I still have these things on the flanks to the top there and around the base. And that looks painful, to be honest. I don't have the ranges in these things, but I'm assuming that a heavy turret is going to be much
Ready,
more powerful than
New heading set.
my
Armor
poor
ready.
little
New heading set. Mobilizing.
so
Move
no,
out.
go there.
Ready for orders.
Oh, it's supposed to be 0.
Control Group 10 designated.
Go ahead.
Fleet Group 3 assigned.
On our way. Op ready. Coordinates confirmed.
Okay, and where's Rachel? Here's Rachel.
Standing by.
Let's
Fleet
assign
Group
her
9
9.
assigned.
Our shipbreaking techniques are more aggressive than the Gaalsiens. We may uncover
So I might
technology
need to go
they
through this
haven't
way, but I
discovered
know
yet.
they're going to have
Agreed.
some units.
However, heavy turrets are still guarding the rest of the excavation site. Determine if your EMP is effective against them.
CU field.
Roger that. Science officer en route.
Not very comfortable about having her exposed.
Fire EMP.
I'm going to try and fire the EMP and then get a whole bunch of aircraft to do the rest of the work. Alright, let's see how this works. Come on, Rachel.
Alert, alert. The fleet is taking fire from heavy turret emplacement.
Okay, you're taking some hits.
New sector designated. Move out.
But...
Yes, it worked.
Okay,
Turrets
does
disabled.
work.
Bomber to launch. Be advised. Targeting control towers is more effective than targeting individual turrets.
Alright, let's see if we can actually take these guys out. Come on. Uh-oh, here we go. Got some guys in the flank.
This is the captain. Get us moving.
Op ready. Coordinates confirmed.
Alright,
An
so at
RU
least
site has been
that's been
depleted.
taken out. And that's going to be very important.
Go
so
ahead.
let's quickly rearrange
CU field
these guys.
expended.
Unidentified
Let's
contact.
rearrange
Designated
these guys.
hostile.
Great.
New heading set. Attention. Move through this hot zone. Hostile
Alright.
strike craft down.
Now the thing that I know about this
Attention.
is that we are going to have some units to deal with just over there. But now
This
that I know
is
that
Rachel, go
Rachel
ahead.
can take them out, and that my aircraft
order
are capable of
confirmed.
doing something about it, I actually start to make use of
Salvager
her
ready.
as much as I'm able
Copy.
to. Before I do that, I'm just going to start a
Go
bit of
ahead.
Reporting. Rachel moving
a
out.
resource.
Make alert. Rachel is under fire. Hostile railguns
Okay.
have opened up.
Target confirmed. Launch bomber.
Bomber online. Armor vehicle taking effective fire.
Strike fighter coordinates dialed in.
Okay.
Attack by enemy railgun eliminated.
I'm going to take them out. Come on, boys. Gonna lose
Go for
anything to
range.
this?
Reading.
Fleet Group 2 assigned.
No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
PC copies.
Alright, let's first
Standing
get
by.
Rachel to start
Reading in
dropping
command.
breaker charges on this
Runner copy.
wreck, because we might have an artifact, and everyone
Heading
knows
set.
how much I love my artifacts. Next thing is destroy the turrets defending the excavation site. You know what? I'm going to take just a little bit of time. I'm going to be a little bit safe. I'm going to not make myself so unhappy with myself that I have to actually
Ready. New coordinates verified.
replay
Armor,
the
go
game.
ahead.
Okay, aircraft, anti-aircraft are there, and what does this do? Mortar indirect, large blast radius. I
Be
like the
advised.
sound of that.
Gaalsien signatures detected exiting the main complex.
That's okay. I can deal with you. Actually,
Op ready.
I can deal with you here.
Move order confirmed.
Railgun reading you.
CU's
underway.
exhausted.
Reading.
You can
New
take
heading
care of
set.
that.
Reading.
Armor
You
ready.
can take care
Underway.
of this. Where are my
Runner.
carriers?
Ready.
Support
Send.
cruisers. You go there.
Coordinates confirmed. New sector designated. Exchange. Move out.
And
Ready.
you go there as well.
Going mobile.
Great.
Support ready.
Karen, Rachel, every time, I swear to God, it's like I've given
Target
you your
EMP.
sister's name. You're never gonna forgive me for it. What I'm gonna do once this is
ready.
disabled, first of all, is to keep researching, and then is to bomb it to Kingdom Bloody Come. We go, and we should be good.
EMP
Yes.
strike confirmed. Enemy turrets offline.
Bomber on deck.
Alright,
Just along.
that's all the aircraft I have to
Runner.
use. All used up.
Research completed. En route.
Come on.
Hostile light
Drop
attack
it in.
vehicle detected.
Drop it in.
Enemy contacts on the board.
This is the thing with
Tracking
planes, I don't know if I
armored craft
mentioned
on
this.
approach.
Strike aircraft act as standoff weapons.
CU deposit depleted.
Alright. Fortunately, NPCs decide to get in on the game.
A railgun is taking
These are all
effective
assault
fire.
ships, and I can just repair
Armored
everything
vehicle is taking
forever.
fire. Alert! Red alert!
These are
Man
assault
taking fire.
Uh-oh.
Go for order! All out! Strike craft. Alert! Railgun down.
Now,
sections of the company.
what's wrong?
Can't afford a rescue up on here. Hostile armor eliminated.
All out. Armor ready. Armor is en route.
This is the captain.
Alright, so
Attention.
these guys are returning back in. They're pairing up.
Go for armor.
Lost a few
CU field
units.
expended.
Attention.
Gonna try and reinstate them if I can.
CU site exhausted.
Alright, CU site's exhausted. That's okay. Just switch over to the next thing. I need RUs as well as CUs. I could also use R2s as well as D2s. detours could also be useful. Now I'm just talking nonsense. Let's actually stop procrastinating. I've got some units building. They should now be built. Yes, they
Railgun
are.
operational.
Railgun reading you.
Be advised. Gaalsien signatures
There we go.
detected exiting the main complex.
Actually, they're coming
CU
back.
field depleted.
I'm just gonna deal with them. I'll deal with them first. Because, well, why not?
Ready, send.
Right?
Sent message. Base runner is en route.
Let's just see how these things come through. Actually, I might just use my
PC copies.
aircraft if I can, or the base
Reporting.
runner's drone ability, just to extend my visibility.
Reading
And by extending my visibility, I'll be able to deal with
RU
whatever
deposit
comes in
depleted.
place. But actually,
Reading.
a trick that I've noticed about aircraft
Target
is that
confirmed.
you can
Launch
just
bomber.
have them loiter
Bomber
until a
set to
target
launch.
presents itself, and they'll drop their load.
Alert. The fleet is taking fire from heavy turret emplacements.
You okay? Yeah, you're okay. Good. So wherever these guys come from, I'll be able to deal with them. In the meantime, I'm going to use my rails.
Copy. Cleared to engage.
And
Attention. PC moving out. New heading set.
my
Armor, go ahead.
mothership, my
Coordinates
carrier.
confirmed. Armor,
So,
go ahead. Armor is on.
Enemy light attack
Cruiser
vehicle
ready.
marked on approach. We've got hostile on sensors.
on
Confirm visual.
Well, I don't have that visual yet, chap, so... Come on,
We've
lads.
taken out an enemy turret.
Go ahead.
An RU site has been depleted.
We're ready for orders. Advance to mark CUs.
Op ready. Underway.
Op ready.
Well, looks like
Ready.
I might
Set.
have to leave my
Get us
mothership
moving.
behind. Which is a bit
Coordinates
disappointing.
confirmed.
I can live, but
PC moving out.
alright.
Make ready.
Wreck site secured.
We got a railgun under fire.
Copy. We must work quickly to secure the complex. The Sakala's diversionary engagement remains uncertain.
Railgun launched.
Get Rachel inside the outpost immediately,
Take
so
him
she
out.
can begin gathering intelligence.
Oh no, not my
Advise
resources.
Deploying a support cruiser alongside Rachel to repair any damage sustained by turret fire.
Attack course set.
Alright, resources.
Salvager
Get the
ready.
hell out of
Alert.
Dodge.
Move. Salvager lost. Maneuver and engage. Hostile armor incoming. PC
And
copies.
bombers, aircraft of any kind, come
Hostile
on.
range craft destroyed.
Give me something to work with here.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Armor vehicle taking effective fire. Online. Ready to burn.
Come on, bomb the fuckers. Get shot.
Bullseye 01.
Go at something. Bombers are so slow.
Go for ranged. Confirmed. Railgun targeted.
We read you. Displace to that CU field.
Alright, so that's taken care of
Armor
at
ready.
least. I can't... I'm not doing this incredibly well. I keep losing my
Green line confirmed.
rails, which is kind of annoying.
Reading. Move order confirmed.
I'm also concerned that I'm going
Ready.
to, you just
Grid updated.
stay here.
CU deposit depleted.
You actually stay
Escort
with
set for
these,
armor.
you stay with
Provide
these.
escort for that railgun. We're ready for orders.
Rachel,
Send message.
where are you? Base
This is
runner.
Rachel, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Move out.
Rachel, you
Runner copies.
drop some harsh
Salvager copies.
truths.
Be advised. Gaalsien signatures detected exiting the main complex.
Now I'm going to need to use you for your EMP ability as well, just further up here and further up here again. Or I could do it up here as well and reverse around the outside. You know, both are good.
RU site exhausted.
I'm not going to particularly care
CU
too
field
much about.
depleted.
Let's get you guys back to base and repaired. That's
Runner.
1. Here's
Runner
2.
copies.
Here's 3.
Salvager
Nice.
ready.
Over here and
Reporting.
here's
Runner
4.
copies.
Let's just make sure we're nice
Copy
and
that.
comfy
Coordinates
clear from
confirmed.
that. I think that's going to be clear.
We read you.
Right.
RU coordinates
Let's get
acquired.
those working. We'll
Moving
place
site.
1 here and plan our next step. Now we have
This is Rachel, go
Rachel's a
ahead.
jet. She's...
Move order confirmed.
Actually, no, we're not going to do anything with her until we're very comfortably settled.
Salvager online.
Hostile light attack vehicle
Right,
visually
let's-
authenticated. Enemy contacts on the board.
Sector dialed in.
Green line contact. Enemy armor. Bearing
Okay, here we go.
designated.
This should be comfortable. Nice
Armored
row
vehicle is
rest.
taking fire.
Guys, the lights are all gone. They don't have any rails that I can see.
Enemy armor disabled.
I'm just making short work of this all. Now, where are my aircraft? Stop making trouble. So now that
Ready.
that's been taken
Operations
care of, everyone's
update.
prepared,
RUs in the region have been drained.
let's drop.
Be advised, an RU site has been
This.
exhausted of resources.
Have our rails
Railgun reading it. On our
conveniently
way.
nearby.
Green line confirmed. Op ready. New heading set.
Do I have everything conveniently nearby?
Ready for command.
You
Going
here?
mobile.
Oh no. Alright, it's okay. I can deal
Standing by.
some minor damage.
Reading. Tracking target.
Armor ready.
Enemy turret systems offline.
Be advised. Gaalsien signatures detected exiting the main complex.
Okay, Rich, I'm gonna back you up.
Armor, go ahead. Coordinates confirmed.
Ready.
Right, so I'm gonna be between a rock and a hard place. I have the feeling.
Ready for order.
I
Display.
need to move up
We're
ever
clear
so
to push
slightly.
up.
Get some high ground advantage on these guys, which will be very, very useful. This EMP about to run out, but at least
Receiving. On our way.
taking care of that.
Go ahead. Combat relay. Hostile cruiser eliminated.
Green line confirmed.
Not coming out the back way, which is good. In fact, that's incredibly good.
Runner.
I'm gonna have a chance to
The
use.
hostile turret has been destroyed. Enemy light attack vehicle marked on approach. We've detected something.
Moving.
Can you confirm visual?
Alright, what do I have
Op ready.
here?
New heading set.
Go for range.
CU site exhausted.
Coordinates confirmed.
CU field
Ready.
expended.
On our way.
Salvage your copies.
So no one's doing anything to my
Ready.
carrier.
New heading set.
These guys are running out really
CU's
quickly. But that's
exhausted.
okay. Because we've got another site. Oh wait, here we go.
Make ready.
F1.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Attack vector down.
CU deposit
Now,
depleted.
actually, that might be a bad idea because I'm running awfully close to a whole bunch of enemies. But again,
Armor
I've got that
vehicle taking
great
effective
balance.
Armor ready.
Strike craft destroyed. Hostile railguns have opened up. Tracking armored craft on approach.
Under railgun fire.
Support cruiser under attack. Immediate fire support on that position.
Go for armor. Copy. Engaging railgun. Alert. The fleet is taking fire from heavy turret emplacements. Ready.
You guys, fly back. There we go.
Armor, go ahead.
No! I lost the bomber.
Combat alert. Bomber destroyed.
Damn it! See, I told you, they drop on top of things. They don't
Artifact position locked in. Secure it.
artifact. Let's get that
Reporting.
absolutely
Artifact
right
position
now.
marked. Moving out.
Immediately.
Ready for orders.
You guys
Advance to mark CU.
get resourcing
Reporting.
started.
Copy. Coordinates set.
And then,
Support ready.
damn.
Go for armor.
So,
Op ready.
again, nothing
Ready.
lost.
New heading set.
We're all looking pretty good. In fact, I
Artifact
think
recovered.
Target set.
Authentication confirmed.
I could just use my, rails and just pick at them from out of range. Save Karen the trip.
Armor
We'll
ready.
need to move
Green line confirmed.
these guys
Go for
forward
armor.
ever so slightly.
Hostile designated.
confirmed.
Trackers
so
assigned.
Rachel's bringing that back.
We read you.
Got a spare
Display
salvager.
for that
So
CU
let's
field.
use that. And let's make sure that he's part of the
We're
group.
ready for orders.
Fleet
Great.
Group 10 assigned. This is Rachel. Go ahead.
Strike craft damage upgrade. Great. Now, do I have anything else I need to break up? That's really the question. This is gone. Great. I've got some enemy units apparently.
Battle report. Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Oh, heavy railgun. Well, blocked line of sight.
CU site exhausted.
I could try and take them around the outside. The range they've got on these things is pretty
Standing by.
prodigious. Or I can just
CU's
Try.
exhausted. Move
use
out and be ready.
Karen's abilities. I think I'm going to try and use Karen's abilities and put them under pressure on both sides. I mean,
Fire EMP.
even if I can't take them in one airstrike, I'll be able to take them in two. What I want to do is give these guys a chance to build up enough units for me to just Well, actually, if I move out this way, and here's the thing: if I move out this way, then I can easily take out the control tower on this side. If I go this way, it's a little bit more problematic. So I might just go this way around.
Rachel is taking fire.
She's going to have some issues with fire.
The captain.
But
CU field depleted. Bomber to launch deck. EMP has taken effect. Enemy turrets offline.
There we go.
CU field expended.
Can move
Green
back
line
here, and
confirmed.
hopefully
Engines on.
this sortie's going to be enough to take care of things. In the meantime, I could build more
CU
units, I
field
guess.
depleted.
Reading. Go ahead. Reading.
Could build more
Cruiser
railguns. Could build more aircraft. I'm having so much fun with these things. I don't see a reason why I
The
shouldn't
fleet is
max
at
these
maximum
out.
capacity.
So I'll get another sortie. Those. Great.
Combat
That's
relay.
all disabled
Hostile
now.
cruiser eliminated.
Strike
And
fighter ready
I've
for
got
service.
everything in train. Gorgeous. So I think I might
Strike
just
fighter
do a bit of a
online.
repeat with
Reporting.
Karen, who's about to be fully healed. You guys are
Salvage your
all
copy.
done with harvesting things. Let's
Copy.
move you back to the
Moving.
safety of the carrier. What am I going to do with this? That's really the question. I mean, I'll get quite a slapping.
Railgun reading you. Hostile designated.
Op ready.
I know there's something there. I don't know
Armor
what it
is en
is.
route.
I just want to figure out whether...
Op ready. Copy. Escorting support.
Enemy armor on approach. We've got hostile on sensor.
Okay.
Confirm visual.
Bomber to launch deck.
Actually,
Unknown inbound.
cancel that.
Designating hostile. Go for orders.
So these guys want to push back, because they can come around and flank me really easily. In fact,
Ready.
you
We've taken out an enemy turret.
touch
Copy.
carrier,
Returning to carrier.
like right now. Because they have missile ships, and I don't want anything to do with missile ships.
Go for armor. Coordinates confirmed.
Battle report. Enemy cruiser destroyed.
So what I don't like having is surprises that come out from my flanks. So if I can do anything in order to defend myself from that, I'll be very grateful. So
Reading.
2,
Underway.
move up, 3,
Railgun
move
reading.
up, 4
Armor, go
is
ahead.
assigned and following, which is fine.
Runner.
Karen,
New coordinates
get to
verified.
position. I don't want you to do anything quite yet. Alright, so
Armor
what do we
ready.
have here? Assault ships,
vehicle is
missile
taking
ships,
fire.
ships, no rails, great. So I can just move straight in,
Reading.
these rails, do what rails are the
Gun
best
clear
for.
out. Be ready to engage.
It's damage and range.
Hostile armor. Eliminate.
Right, that's fine. I can
Reading.
set up quite comfortably with little to no loss of
Ready.
anything.
Reading for order.
Yeah, okay.
Fire.
Missile
Take
ships.
them apart.
Alright, let's
steady.
go
Watch the
there
Punch it.
and
Contact.
there.
Counter.
Alright, and we'll have no surprises to worry about today.
Op ready.
And the only thing I have to do now is start looking at the
Move
next
order
step in.
confirmed.
Reading. Get us underway.
Right, so we've got our discrete units that are assigned to repair.
Ready.
Rachel's going to do a bit more of a another one of these howdy
Target
duties.
EMP.
This is the captain.
So these guys are going to be ready. These guys are going to be ready. It's going to be defenseless from this track. It's going to have defenses from this track. I can probably take out the heavy turret at range with the... You know, the question really comes down to
Alert.
whether I want to be
The fleet is
particularly
taking
bulgy.
fire from heavy turret emplacements.
Alright, come on, Karen. There we go.
EMP
And
strike confirmed. Enemy turrets offline.
I want you to
Bomber
do
to
this,
launch
this,
deck.
this,
Bomber
and
set for
this.
launch.
Strike fighter
Fighters
approach
away.
vector dialed in.
Attack vector
Kharak.
dialed in. We're in the pipe.
Let's draw and start getting some support. This
Armor,
is
go
the extent
ahead.
of yours, so let's rally. Shall we rally? Well, let's see how we do with this first. I'm just concerned about the terrain causing an obstacle to my shots. As long as that bomb hits. Alright, we're good.
Reading.
Alright, everyone, let's go back in.
Combat relay. Hostile cruiser eliminated.
Okay. Well, in that
Go
case,
for
I'm
armor.
gonna
Green line confirmed.
I'm gonna take these guys here,
Go for
these guys
range.
here, everything
Move
else is gonna
confirmed.
follow quite comfortably.
This is Rachel. Go ahead.
Rachel's gonna be there, which is fine. I'm gonna have my aircraft, which I'm not gonna mess around with this stuff over, because they will just chew through my aircraft like nobody's business.
Attention.
Instead, I'm gonna focus down on my macro
Salvage
game,
are
which
ready.
is plenty of resources, plenty of support cruisers.
Send message. Move to guard craft.
I'm pretty happy.
Rachel, moving out.
I'm pretty happy. Just to make sure these guys actually go back in. Recharge. I really want to get myself the ability to build my own bombers. That's going to be really
On our
huge.
way.
No.
Go ahead. Get us underway.
Don't go that way. Now, I'm really sorry to keep you guys waiting on these long maneuvers. Obviously, you need to have something to detain you. So I will try and be entertaining. Hypothetically, I can do this. Let's talk about briefly, I guess, how this story is fitting in so far with the broader Homeworld lore. Now, in Homeworld 1, we knew that there are some wonderful people who had been stuck on a desert world as exiles for a very, 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 very long time. They left, and immediately afterwards, the Tidan Raiders, followed by the entire, gosh, what are they called? No, the Tidan Raiders, that's silly. The Tyrannic Raiders and the Tidan. That's dumb. Ahdoom, you're a fool.
Go for range. Green line confirmed.
So, the Tyrannic Raiders came immediately and effectively slapped these guys down. It was like awful. In fact, they destroyed their world. And, you know, people did stuff, things happened, you know, revenge was served both hot and cold. And as a result, there is no more Tidan Empire. In Homeworld 2, we had a mystical, gigantic, ancient ship, a progenitor ship called the Sejuk. It was a godlike ship, and no doubt these Higarans,
Coordinates confirmed.
they, golly gosh, they too have Sejuk as their own terrifying and angry deity, which is interesting. Clearly, it was some kind of Tidan Emperor.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Enemy cruiser destroyed. So a cruiser's a turret. So the only risks I have on my flanks right now are people coming through directly to my carrier, and if they do that, it's fine because the carrier still has, at least a base runner assigned to it.
Ready.
It should be strong enough
confirmed.
to take a lot of pounding.
On our way.
Now I might just start moving to positions because it's going to be very important.
Move out. Go for orders. Ready.
Alright, these guys kind of have enough range anyway, so just get them ready for the advance. We'll just rely on the rails to do our killing for us. Now, the one thing we're missing out on is Rachel. And Rachel will have disabled this heavy turret. I'm not sure what the cooldown is in this one. 60 seconds. So I'm going to have her shut down this heavy turret. Our rails will destroy it. And that's assuming there's nothing else in the middle here. And then we'll go to kill the turret control tower at range with our rails. But the first thing we have to do is just nose in.
Underway.
And see what there is that's going to give us a bad day. Make sure that we're preserving the line of sight of our...
Move order confirmed.
Hostile armor incoming.
Okay, so we have some missile ships.
Visual unconfirmed.
Definitely not going to go up against those missile ships. Not unsupported.
Be
But
advised.
at least they're
Tracking hostiles.
pulling out, which is useful. Now, do I want to go and build a couple more rails? Or in this case, one more rail?
Move confirmed.
I think the answer is
Go
going to
for
have
armor.
to be no, which is a shame.
Guard marked armor.
Alright, here we
Escort
go.
that craft.
Missile, assault. These are my rails.
Go for armor.
Support cruiser under
These
attack.
should be in the
Immediate
front.
fire
These should
support on that
definitely be in the
position.
front. These should definitely be in the front because I don't
Armored
want my
vehicle
rails
is
taking
taking
damage.
fire.
These guys can just to and fro. I'm happy with to and fro because I'll be able to
This is Rachel. Go ahead.
take him out
Move order confirmed.
really well. What I might think about doing is organizing just a floating airstrike, but I don't want to have the risk of these towers taking them out. So instead,
Go for ranged.
we're just going to rely on
Get us
a little
underway.
bit of extra damage. Just a
Target
little bit of
set.
extra damage. There we go. I'm just going to try and kill him off at range if I can.
Charge and fire. Enemy armor
There we go.
disabled.
And now we're back to the good old-fashioned meat grinder. Coalition meat grinder, how I love you. Just making an absolute
Reading for orders. On
beat
target.
these missile ships. I mean, I do outnumber them 3 to 1.
Ready. Push through.
Really move him backwards if I can.
Alert. Rachel is in contact. Go for
Wait,
orders.
this is a meat shield. It's okay, she can take some contact. Might benefit from a bit of human contact. I'm sorry, that was a bit wrong. I won't say that again. There we go. Lost the missile ships here, and
Fire,
we should
push
be
it back.
clear. Great. So now it should be a
Ready.
easy end run for Karen to just
Launch
Rachel.
EMP. Reading you.
Saying Karen, man, I
Armor
really
ready.
love the old Homeworld
Underway.
games.
Go ahead.
Now we
Green
just
line
have our
confirmed.
rails ready to move in and weaken that, and that should be lock. So take control of the Gaalsien outpoint, escort Rachel to the outpost entrance. So I just want to make sure that I'm keeping her as far away from that as I can.
Charge full.
Alright, so that's taken care of
We
now.
got something on the right.
I
Waiting
don't
for
want to shoot
eyes
the
on to
outpost entrance.
authenticate.
I want to actually wipe this map clean with the
Make ready.
blood of my enemies.
Standing by.
I've still got 60 seconds of cooldown to help me moderate that, but I also have a heavy rail, which is kind of concerning me. Now, we can play rail against rail. In fact, we might just.
The hostile
We're gonna
turret
have-
has been destroyed.
Actually, I don't need to worry about the cooldown because I'm going to outrange the other turrets here anyway, so we'll just wait for this guy to just come into a partial. There we go.
Support cruiser under attack. Immediate fire support on
Right.
that position.
We're done. Guys, take this out, and we have
Enemy railgun
wiped the
eliminated.
map. There's still a spot out here that I don't entirely trust, and some units as well that could come back and give me a bad afternoon. But I think we're going to be safe to take this out, and then see what happens next. We're currently sitting at 10,000 CUs, 1,500 RUs, which means we're really well placed, to be entirely honest. Did you miss? Alright, that's something. And now that we've
Runner.
taken care of any
Battle
expected
report.
problems,
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Coordinates confirmed.
Armor, go ahead. Coordinates confirmed.
we'll wrap
Ready.
ourselves here.
On our way.
And aside from perhaps needing to make a very, very speedy run towards a carrier, I think it's time for a bit of story. Oh, it's funny, we don't have a single one of those light vehicles anymore.
Science
What do we have?
team moving inside.
Give me
Roger
some
that.
amazing
Be
artifacts.
careful, Rachel. Rachel, what is your team status?
Status report. I've disabled the outpost's remaining turret emplacement. The Gaalsien database is extensive, however. I'll need more time to extract it.
Excellent work. Keep us updated.
Alright, done that. Oh, good.
Intel. I've ID'd a Gaalsien Honor Guard cruiser in one of the outpost service hangars. It can be integrated into our fleet.
Cool!
The Honor Guard cruiser is located here. Send a support cruiser to recover it.
I will
We
do
can
that.
expect a Gaalsien counterattack to reclaim the base shortly. Eliminate all remaining Gaalsien forces and defend Rachel's position.
I've done this.
Railgun reading you. Charge full.
Op ready. Maneuver and engage.
Op ready. Target set.
Actually, I'm a bit concerned about that. I could deploy some turrets.
Ready.
I could deploy some turrets.
Move order confirmed.
Let's... Which way are they coming from?
We've
That's
taken out
really
an
the
enemy
question.
turret. Hostile light attack vehicle detects combat.
Alright,
Armor
they're coming
vehicle
from me.
taking
Shit.
effective fire.
Alright, let's
Enemy
back
railgun
up.
firing on friendly fire.
Okay, they do not have
Attention.
missiles. Alright.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Armored vehicle has been destroyed. Course set. Reading. Alert. Missile battery destroyed. Readjust target. Ready.
Alright, let's move you out of the line of sight.
Hostile strike craft
Let's drop
down.
you there.
Copy. Support cruiser under attack. Immediate fire support on that position. Ready. Hostile range craft destroyed. The railgun is taking effective fire. Current position confirmed.
Here we go. Alright, so that counterattack is
The
conveniently
Gaalsien have
over.
exposed their fuel source, and it's off the charts. It's only a matter of time before it blows.
Rachel,
What?
you and your team need to evacuate. Now.
Okay,
With the amount of data they've collected, they may know what the primary
you
anomaly
are now
is.
number one. What do you do?
Rachel, it's
Hold
not worth it. Get your team out of there.
defense,
I
self-repair.
can do this. Just be
Fire.
ready for me when I'm done.
I can be ready for you.
Reporting.
Concerned with that base right now. It's out of position. Could be a problem.
UAZ, do you copy? We copy, Sakala. Go ahead. The Gaalsien fleet is headed for your position. We are
We lost transmission, Captain.
This was to do with 2 carriers. It's a siege. Seen those before. It's a production. Again, we've taken those out. Or is it a production? Is it a production or assault?
The Gaalsien forces have split into 2 groups and are advancing towards the main complex perimeter. They are
Armored
forming
and
a blockade around the facility to prevent our escape from the blast. Clear a path through the blockade for Rachel to escape. The captured honor guard cruiser is equipped with a manually targeted railgun. Use it to break the blockade.
Alright, I can do that. But
Go
first,
for armor. Green line confirmed. Go ahead. Coordinates confirmed.
ranged forces. Well, do ranged forces...
the captain.
Well, that's actually a big risk. I don't know what ranged forces have. Well, let's just move you through there. And we'll try and see how to use our aircraft if and when it's time.
Ready for command.
Hostile on sensors. Authentication
sign
and
there.
our position. Enemy light
You are
attack
actually
vehicle marked
armored.
on approach.
So let's...
Off ready. Armored vehicle is taking fire.
Push through.
Well, this is fine.
Ready for order.
This is fine.
Open fire. Don't let them lock into you.
Missile
We got a
ships,
railgun under
production
fire.
points, that's fine.
Hostile armor eliminated.
For order. Put fire on the flag. Reading.
Support cruiser under attack. Immediate fire support on that
Alright,
position.
do I have the missiles taken out yet? No, I don't. But I think
Reading.
it's worth a chance.
Strike fighter approach vector dialed in.
Strike system.
Database extraction complete. Clearing the outpost hangar now.
All units, evacuate the main complex. Say again, the fleet must clear the main complex. It's en route.
Strike fighter taking fire.
Ready. Close the flank. In and out.
Alert. Strike fighter lost. Alert. Rachel is under fire.
Doesn't matter. Because they're running towards...
Reading.
Enemy production cruiser sighted.
Operating.
Engage
Green
and
line
destroy.
confirmed.
Rachel,
Receiving.
get to the safe
Get us
zone.
moving.
Oh yes, that's right. You just run into
Enemy
the blast
armor
zone.
disabled.
See,
Railgun reading you.
I'm not unhappy about this because they're literally running into their own detonation. My aircraft came in just in the nick of time for a wipeout airstrike. Oh, they've really done a fantastic job. Blackbird Interactive. I'm not wearing a hat, but if I was, I would take it off to you. This is a glorious cutscene.
Rachel,
Yes, I read you. That was close.
Well, we kind of had it under control. I mean, Rachel, we had it under control.
Personal log. Intelligence Officer Nathan Sajet. Expedition Carrier Kapisi. The Gaalsien. Ghosts of the Desert. We learn more about our enemy with each passing day. Rachel says they believe in a terrible place where their god, Sajuk, placed his people as punishment for their sins. They refer to it as Kar Toba, or First City. They believe their spiritual and military leader, the Kahad Sajuk, will become the instrument of God's will and ascend to rule over all of Kharak once he enters the temple of Kar Toba. Is there a kernel of truth hidden amongst these myths? And if so, what is it?
Sounds like they just like being unhappy. They just like being unhappy. That's their thing. They worship a god of misery and they're just Gaalsien scum. What can I say? Anyway, so looking at a quick review post-mission, we've got 41 vehicles in total. We have our first assault cruiser, and it's a stolen one, which is just fabulous. We've got 13 armored units, 5 ranged, which is a little bit down. We took some casualties there. 10 aerial, which I'm loving having. A hell of a lot of support units made up of a mix of resources as well as support cruisers. and more money than we know what to do with. Now, I'm sure 2 bad mistakes on my part will wipe this all away as I have to rebuild, but I'm happy to have 100% systems online. 7 total power, which means we can actually start dropping some serious points into either offense or AA, or all the above, really, to make sure we've got a carrier, which is a well-rounded battle tank. And then finally, fuel and water. I don't know what this means, but they are steadily creeping down. I hope we find some more at some stage. But now it is time to end this particular video. I'm Ahdoom. I hope you enjoyed the cast. If you like it, you know, maybe tell me so. And I'd love it if you could subscribe as well. Once again, if you're from Reddit, hi guys, good to see you. This is Ahdoom signing off.